Hi, everybody. In honor of Agatha All Along, Episode 7, I've asked EvilJeff to give me a tarot reading. But to do so properly, I've asked him to dress up as someone with great psychic power. Evil? Evil, are you there?
Yes. It's me.
Oh,
Hi.
it's Jean Grey, but gender bent. Is it?
Yes,
Eugene?
I'm Eugene Grey.
Eugene Grey.
This is annoying me. Hi, I'm gonna take this off. Hi. Don't I look
Hi.
young and beautiful?
You are so young and beautiful. Eugene Grey is here to give me a proper tarot reading.
I'm going to give you a reading from the Thoth deck. I rarely do read tarot cards, everybody. So this is going to be.
This is legit. This is not a bit.
So what I need you to do is I need you to kind of lay hands on it so that I can get your energies on it. Okay, there we go. All right, so here we are. So we're going to do the reading that they do in Agatha All Along. So first we have you. You're the traveler. And who is the traveler? Strife.
Oh, no.
Shit. 5 of Wands, Strife. This is about strife. Now, here's the thing. I always ask, Strife, Wands. Wands is fire. And fire is all about ambition or sex. So this is either you're having trouble getting it up or you don't know what you want to do in your career next.
Wow. Okay.
So this is
What about
this
a little
is
from
about.
column A and a little from column B?
Okay, here we go. What's missing? Oh, shit. Here's what's missing. Change. You have the 2 of discs. Discs is all about money in the body. Change. So the thing that's missing is you have an idea of like what you want to do with this strife of how you want to fix this, but the idea of money, that's the missing ingredient.
Interesting. So it feels like I'm going to become a sex worker. But let's keep going.
The path behind science. The 6 of swords. Swords, air. This is all up in your mind. Behind you used to have an equation for everything. You have a strict thought out how your whole entire life should go. But that's in the end. Now everything's chaos and strife.
Ooh.
Oh, what's the path ahead, though? Ooh, the path ahead. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, the water sign, the quintessential sign of water.
Okay.
And that's love. That's love and emotion. So what's coming is emotional fulfillment. So you might be struggling with ambition and sex. You might be feeling like thinking everything out isn't working, but it doesn't matter because you're going to be emotionally fulfilled in the future.
Okay.
But there's an obstacle. What is the obstacle? Sorrow.
Ooh.
This is a sword card, so it means up in your head. So your brain is going to look at all of these things that are happening, and you stop doing the science-y, trying to figure everything out, and you're just kind of going with the flow and doing what makes you happy, but that makes your brain think that you're sad. So don't listen to your brain. And then the windfall. Who's going to help you? This is the Knight of Discs.
Ooh.
The Knight of Discs. The Knight of Discs is an ambitious man with money. So it means there is going to be an ambitious man with money that's going to make you an offer, and you're going to need to take it. And then what's the final destination?
The destination.
And then the final destination is love.
Oh!
Love. So all of the journey that you're on right now, even though it's filled with strife and sorrow, you still have love. And that's all that really matters. Oh my God, it ended in happy. I don't know what I was going to do if it just had like, disappointment or the Hanged Man or something really depressing.
Well,
so that's good.
Thank you. Okay,
Yay.
This feels good. This feels a little accurate.
Yeah, Jean Grey told you everything's going to be fine.
Thank you, Jean. All right, let's start the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 321, my goodness, of Comic Book Queers. I am your host, Brett. I have a path ahead of me filled with strife, money problems, rich old men, and love. And this is EvilJeff. Hi, Evil. I'm sorry, it's
Hi.
Eugene Grey.
Eugene Gray. Hi, I wore this for my Halloween costume last night, so I had to wear it today as well.
Right. So you were going as Eugene Gray, and wasn't your husband going as Emmett Frost?
Emmett Frost. I will be posting pictures shortly.
Please do. We'll post it on our Insta. How about that?
Yes.
Okay.
I just need to touch them up to make sure I don't look old.
Yeah. No, you look great. You look great. Hi, everybody.
I was just okay. Hi.
Hi.
To say this hair. This is what my hair used to look like when I was in high school. And
God, you look so much better with this wig on.
It's freaking me out. Seeing
yeah. Okay, you could take it off.
Hair.
I got to put my Halloween costume on. Hold on.
No, it's too late. No. Let's do the whole episode with me looking young.
Okay.
What?
Can you still hear me okay with this on?
It's a little muffled, but I love it. I love it.
I'm wearing a classic Wolfman mask, everyone.
I love it. My favorite costume I saw last night is someone. You've seen the Halloween Peanuts episode, the Charlie Brown. It's the Great Pumpkin.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? Yes,
one of them dressed up as Charlie Brown, the thing with all of the holes in it.
Oh, I got a rock.
And then the other one dressed up, I think it was Lucy, where it was the ghost, but with the witch mask.
Ooh,
and they recreated the witch mask, and I was like, "This is brilliant."
That's iconic.
I love Halloween. I love Halloween.
I'm like, oh, you know what I got to do? Jeff and I, we got to see, my husband, not this Jeff, we got to see Reeve Carney do a one-man Rocky Horror in this intimate cabaret space. Reeve Carney was the original male lead in Hadestown. But when Fox did the Rocky Horror musical live with Laverne Cox as Frankenfurter, Reeve Carney was Riff Raff. Reeve Carney was good.
That's right. Laverne Cox was not good in that.
Not great.
Yeah.
And Reeve Carney, also another Broadway thing relevant to the show, he was Peter Parker in Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. He was Spider-Man.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. That sounds amazing. I remember
it was incredible.
Peaches was touring around doing a one-woman Jesus Christ Superstar that I was trying to see. But so that was it. Was he doing any costume changes, like pulling a wig off and taking
he had
it off,
like cute little pieces he would put on. He also had like a little soundboard where he would play like parts of the narrator's dialogue, and he would lip sync along to segue into the next number.
Did he just do the songs? Or did he
just did the songs,
actual,
but he did do the lip syncing. But it was it was a cabaret, so he just did the songs. But he is
because I wanted to see him redo the like. Remember where he fucks Brad and then fucks Janet and then fucks Brad? It's like the same dialogue. That would be
like
funny
cute,
as one person.
Yeah. I do remember because I was Brad once in a Chicago production of Rocky Horror.
That I 100% believe that. I
what a
totally
dream!
See you as Brad.
What a dream! And I got to do, and Reeve Carney did this song. I got to do the song that they cut out of the movie, the Brad solo. Once in a while, there'll be no more sun. All right,
that's the one thing I still need to try and get Joe. I think because Joe hates Rocky Horror.
No, he just has to watch it and understand that it's.
And I just feel like if I can just sit him down and have him like watch it, because I just think I think the songs are undeniably good.
The songs are undeniably great, and you know what?
Yeah.
Like he'll get it. Like seeing it as an adult. Where you get what it's spoofing, you get how steeped in the 50s it is.
Yeah.
I think he'll see it in a new light in his.
But I also am someone where I
adulthood.
have a movie that I've always been bored by, and I never got into the music that every gay loves.
What?
Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Oh, 6 inches forward. Yeah.
I never got into the music to that.
It's good. Get into it. Do you actively not like it, or are you just like meh? I don't care about it.
It's just meh. Like when I watch it, everyone's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "This is just like it's not." I never have the desire to like listen to it. Like I want to listen to that music. Where Rocky Horror. There's days where I'm just driving my car and I'm like, I'm just gonna put on Rocky Horror and sing along to every fucking song.
Oh my god. Do you know what? I think that was when I was happiest in life. Was when I was running around a stage in my underwear, like when I was doing like the floor show as Brad Majors in heels and makeup and a lingerie.
Was that in the actual performance, or did you actually go just to like the movie things where people would dress up?
No, we did the Rocky Horror show. We did the stage
show.
play. Yeah,
nice. Did you ever go to the movie? I knew all the cat calls
big time.
and everything.
Yeah. The Music Box, Chicago.
And Laverne Cox. It was just like she was just kind of there's no chance she was going to be as good as Tim Curry. You know what
No.
I mean? I just don't think she.
There's
like,
an art
I think,
to Frank and Freddy.
Well, there's also she's not like a musical theater person. She's like
Right.
an actress, you know. And I was like, you should have given this to like a song and dance person. I'm sure there's a trans song and dance person that probably would have been a better fit.
Would have been better.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
What
I
are we
feel
talking
like
about?
I feel like we need to. There's been a lot of brouhaha with the MCU and release dates and whatnot. Movies getting cut. I think we should talk about it a little bit because I've got some feelings.
Okay, were you like got feelings?
Yes, I was.
And he was all like, and then she was all like, and then they were all like, and I was all like, what?
See, now that we both know how to hit the buttons,
We both press the button at the same time and cancel it out.
But we have a very good sense of timing, though. That means that you and I, we want to hit the same button at the same time. So that's good. So I was all like, what the fuck is going on with the MCU? And like, what? Okay, so we've got
Is this real? I see shit like this and I don't know if it's real anymore because so many people make fake ones.
Yeah, so this doesn't have dates attached to it, this graphic that we're putting up, but it just has a lot of the titles.
Right?
This is old. Everything is old.
Okay.
Everything is old online, but I believe that we've got the latest dates and information because basically the way I'm understanding it is like the things that are done are almost done, like we're going to move forward with that. But I think there's a lot of other stuff like Blade that they're kind of clearing out of the way to get the multiverse saga wrapped already and just focus on getting it done and getting it done well. So it feels like they're scaling back on projects that aren't directly tied to Avengers Secret Wars, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But we've got some dates that we want to check back in with.
Okay.
And just make sure like everyone understands when stuff's coming out. All that good stuff.
Do you have a slide of it?
I do. I don't have a slide because it's just I've got a list of dates.
Oh, okay. Give me.
Okay, so the first one is February 14th is going to be our next Marvel thing, and that's going to be Captain America 4. How are we feeling about Captain America 4? Are we hearing anything, my dear?
Am I hearing anything about whether
it's anything?
I just saw
You're
that
in
one.
LA.
I just saw that one trailer. I haven't heard anything about the production or anything going on with it. But just from the trailer, it just looks like it doesn't look like anything bold or exciting to me.
I hear it's awful. There's been some screenings. I don't want to believe it's awful, but I'm hearing it's awful.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Harrison Ford, Red Hulking out. I don't know. That's just not enough for me.
Yeah.
That's not enough for me to care. What's the next one? What's the next date?
I will say also that the guy that I wanted to play either Xavier or Magneto in the MCU is playing some like low rent villain instead in Cap 4. I'm like, all right, well,
yeah.
So much for Giancarlo Esposito. The next one is Thunderbolts. After that, May 2nd, 2025. I'm feeling that one's going to be a little fun.
That feels exciting. It just has so many people that I like in it that I'm just like, hopefully it won't fuck it up because there's just a lot of good people in it.
I feel like you can't go wrong with Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
After that, we'll have, before that, we'll have Daredevil Born Again, March.
The TV show, though.
The TV show.
Okay.
The TV show.
I never got into the TV show. So
yeah.
I'll watch this, but there probably will be like a reveal of like, look, there's this thing from this first series and I won't remember it. I watched Jessica Jones, but I did not watch Iron Fist. I didn't watch Daredevil, and I didn't watch Luke Cage, and then I didn't watch Defenders.
I'll run it down for you. Defenders, not good. I don't know what happened there. Really not good. Iron Fist, I never watched season 1 because everyone was attacking it so hard. However, I did watch season 2 and I liked it. Daredevil, it is a slog. It does get boring, but there are some iconic moments. I can't really say which season I think is the best, but the one with Bullseye, that's a hot, hot man. That guy who plays Bullseye. That's a really hot man. And then I think that's season 3. And Luke Cage, one of my favorite things the MCU ever did. One of my favorite things Marvel ever did.
Oh, good.
I'm
And
obsessed
Jessica
with
Jones.
Luke Cage.
Jessica Jones is great.
Jessica Jones is great. I actually think out of all of them, my favorite is actually Luke Cage. You're talking to a real weird one here.
All right.
Maybe because I live in Harlem.
Weird. I mean, I didn't see it, so I can't tell you whether or not you're wrong. Or not.
I like it more than Daredevil.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
So
And then
after
what's
Thunderbolts,
next?
we've got Fantastic Four: The First Steps in July 25.
Okay.
I just saw Quiet Place Day 1. Do you know what the connection is to Fantastic Four? Joseph Quinn.
Oh, it's the Johnny Storm, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's great.
Yeah, he's a great actor. I had no desire to see that. As you know, I do not like a prequel, and so I did not watch that. I don't need to see what happened before. I don't care.
Yeah. I didn't like the John Krasinski one.
Okay.
I liked it, but I was like, this annoys me. It's straight
Which
nonsense.
one? The first one or the second one?
The first one. The first one because this whole thing about needing to have kids in this world, I'm sorry. You have to let that go. You can't be pregnant. You can't want kids. I don't care.
Yeah,
You've got
it's
plenty.
called pull out, bitch.
Pull out.
Or come on her tits.
Oh my God. As soon as she stands up, she's pregnant. I'm like, what are you, straight people? I can't.
Yeah.
Then I think we're going right into it. I think we're doing Avengers Doomsday, May 1st, 26. It's right now it's looking like what? Could Fantastic Four be the only thing in 25? Maybe Ironheart will be there?
Yeah. Wait,
All
what do
right.
you mean the only
Doomsday.
thing? You had, well, there's Captain America and
Oh,
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Oh my God. I meant, yeah, never mind. I'm getting my years messed up. This is 2024. Next year's 2025. Oh
Yes.
my God.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So it's going to go Avengers Doomsday, May 26, Spider-Man 4, July 26, and then fucking Avengers Secret Wars 27.
Still
No
X-Men.
Blade, no Shang-Chi, no Armor Wars, no Wonder Man.
No X-Men. Why?
No X-Men.
Really gonna have to wait
Other
till
rumor.
the 2030s for X-Men?
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
I'm going to be 60 years old. Shh, that's not true. Billie Eilish, rumored to be approached by Marvel to have a big role in the MCU. Billie Eilish.
As who?
Who do you think that's going to be?
I don't know.
What could you see Billie Eilish as?
Probably some lesbian, like a lesbian
Yeah.
character.
Kitty.
Who? Oh, as Kitty Pryde.
I don't know. Everyone's saying Rogue. I'm like, no.
But Kitty Pryde, but then I don't know. Maybe let's get, since you didn't do it with Billy Kaplan, get a Jewish. Is Billie Eilish Jewish?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Get a
I actually
Jewish
looked that up
person to play
earlier. I
Kitty
did not
Pryde.
see any evidence that she was Jewish.
Yeah.
I would
get a
not
Jewish
want her
person to
playing
play
Kitty Pryde because of that issue.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't know. Until the X-Men show up, I'm just like trudging along with this.
Yeah.
Because honestly, after this Agatha, what else is going to be as good? What's going to be as good as any of that?
Nothing is going to be as good as Agatha. I actually think we should. I think we should fucking talk about that last issue. What do you think?
I think
All right, let's do it. Episode. Let's go.
Reading Rainbow. What you reading? Is it porn? Oh, no, it's comics. That makes sense because of the show.
That's the wrong one.
Oh wait, is it this one?
What you watching? Is it me naked? No? Oh, fine.
We're not reading Agatha All Along. We are watching Agatha All Along.
We are watching. Although I'm reading it because I keep the captions on, so I don't miss a thing.
Oh shit!
What did we think of this episode? So,
Well, I mean, this was the best episode of the season. I mean,
this is the episode
I
that
think-
made me say out loud, if they stick the landing on this show, I think this is my new number one.
I mean, it's pretty much. I don't know yet if it's going to beat WandaVision for me, but it's definitely at least like for me right up there with it. I mean, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
My question is, my brother-in-law actually dressed as Billy as Maleficent for Halloween last night.
That was so quick.
So I had to do his makeup. I there is concerns I have though.
Okay. What do you?
Before we talk about the actual episode, I just want to talk about overall concerns. Part of me feels that this is leading to Agatha sacrificing herself to save Billy and redeem herself so that she can then be with Rio in the afterlife, which also makes me feel maybe Jennifer Kale is going to bite it. And I just don't like the idea of a show centered about women, female witches. They all die so that the one male character can live. That kind of, I don't know, that puts a bad taste in my mouth. So I really don't want Agatha to die. I don't want her to die. I think it will end up like kind of, I don't know if I'll like that. What do you think?
I think that's a valid concern. I wouldn't like it either if she were to sacrifice herself at the end. I don't think they would do that. I think they've got such a good thing in Catherine Hahn as this character.
Maybe she'll sacrifice herself and Rio will be like, I don't need these bodies, and she gives everybody back, and then everybody comes back to life.
That's more where I'm living.
I'll like it. She could do the sacrifice if then we have like Aroma from Outback X-Men brings them all back to life after their big sacrifice.
One of our characters is Death herself.
Yes,
so these resurrections are absolutely possible.
Yes.
And Rio is part of the coven. You know, she may be the original Green Witch or the embodiment of death, and we'll get there when we talk about it. But she's also part of the coven. You know, she's in the drawing of the coven on the tarot card at the end of the episode. She is part of the reading about the coven. So it's interesting, you know? Like,
All right, where do we begin with this?
Where do we even begin with this? Because this episode, much like that Lost episode, The Constant, starring Desmond, happens non-sequentially. So
well, it's happening sequentially from Lilia's perspective.
Non-chronologically.
Yes. We're finally seeing how she's experienced it. And we have said the entire time, every time she goes into a trance, this is part of the trial. This is part of the trial.
And I even said when she calls out the tarots, these are the tarots she's going to have to remember.
Yes. So clearly we were right and we're amazing. And, but fucking Patti LuPone, I was not a huge Patti LuPone fan before the show. And then I'm like, I'm liking her. But after this episode, I was like, the bitch fucking served it.
I mean,
like, are you kidding me?
She's so if you would have gone back and cut to me, I'm 11 years old. I'm in my bedroom. I'm doing two things at any given time. I'm reading comic books and I'm listening to the Evita soundtrack starring Patti LuPone. And I wish I could go back in time and just like tell my 11-year-old self, like, hey, it's all going to be okay. Because Patti LuPone is going to give the most iconic performance in the Marvel universe ever, Marvel Cinematic Universe ever. Yes, there's a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Little Brett. By the way, you're gay. Come out. I would do all of these things. I can't believe we live in a world where Patti LuPone turned in one of the most iconic, beloved performances in the MCU. Pinch me.
Yeah, and
I'll come.
It opens with her falling.
Which is going to be a full circle moment. As soon as they showed her falling, I'm like, oh, she dying at the end of this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is not going to be ending well.
No.
But it's kind of just going back and forth between, we see like Billy and Agatha get to the next trial, but it's Lilia's. And so there's swords on the ceiling and they're trying to just do the readings, but they don't know what they're doing.
Do
so
our
the
reading,
swords
any
are falling
reading.
down and the ceiling is coming down. But then we see Jennifer and Lilia are like, they were sunken into the mud by Billy and they're now in the dark caves walking. And Jennifer is kind of like, the teen is Billy Maximoff. And she's like, what? How do you know that? And she's like, bitch, you told me and you told me you would forget. And we just slowly start going through Lilia going back and forth throughout all of these times. And the one that you also predicted too is we also see that split up one where it was Alice, don't save Agatha.
Don't try to save Agatha.
Don't try to save Agatha.
Yeah, she sees Alice in kind of a flashback in one of her getting unstuck in time moments and then delivers that message. It gets broken up throughout time, and then we see it in those past moments. The way they strung together her past outbursts was just incredible.
Yeah, it's so fucking... It's not... It's like... It's complicated in its simplicity. It worked so well of just seeing her being kooky, but it then just connected back so smartly. It's just... And the
they
crazy
do it
thing
so masterfully. They do it so masterfully.
Like when she's approached to be in the coven, she does that crazy thing, and they're
screaming.
all like, okay. But you don't realize it's like her, like she knows.
She's already on the trial.
Like she's already on the trial experiencing that. It's just so, it's so heartbreaking. Also of like that she does all of this for everybody. And she's so anti-witch stereotypes because her whole coven was murdered. So she doesn't want to like be out and proud as a witch, and she's missed, and she doesn't have a coven because of this, but she's missed it, and all she just wants is some happiness, and she saves everybody, and she is the good witch. As you can see, when she finally does get there, she becomes Glenda, the good fucking witch. And it's just sad that she doesn't get any happiness. She doesn't get any happiness.
She does though, because she dies. She dies happy because that's what this was all about. This was all about.
But she gets happiness for like 15 fucking seconds.
I know. Well, but she realizes that you can't look at her life that way. There is no like, and at the end, I realized I had friends. No, I mean, it's part of, there's no end for her. It's very cyclical.
Yeah.
There's happiness in that. What I wanted to say about bringing us into the outbursts, the past moments, stringing them together, they do it so masterfully in that the first one is one we can so easily identify. It's the kooky, wispy one. Like, we remember those words, kooky and wispy. And then it's like, it's kind of the gimme one, the easy one. Jen going, you're kind of kooky, wispy, and then you remember that very clear, very distinct flashback, where the other ones were like screaming or her saying no, something very generic, but they bring you in with one that's very distinct and then take you on that ride through all the past ones. It's just so well written.
Yeah. And I also just love the outfits. They enter this trial as the stereotypical witch that they are. And Billy is Maleficent, which I think looks fabulous. Agatha is the Wicked Witch of the West.
Billy had that great line about if the cheekbones fit.
Yeah. Oh, also Agatha had that line of like, if you want a straight answer, don't ask a straight woman or something.
Okay, let's pause here for a moment. We had a gay joke in the MCU. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, there's been some gay jokes from Billy, but this is the first time Agatha is like, I'm full on lesbian.
I am a lesbian. I am gay. Incredible. Reason to celebrate.
So good. Lilia's the good witch, and people were fighting over whether Jennifer was the Rapunzel witch. I think she's the Snow White witch.
Yeah.
She's the Snow White hag.
Yeah.
I just love it. The fact that they can freely use all these Disney references. It's like,
they can just use them.
This in such a fun way.
Yes. Yeah. You know what we never mentioned last week's episode, the reveal that Agatha was not only was Elphaba, evidently based on Agatha, but Agatha was also Jolene.
Yes.
We never talked about that.
Well, that's the other thing, because if you think about who Rio is in the comics. Do you know who was in love with Rio?
You mean Death?
Thanos,
yeah.
Death.
I know.
Thanos.
Comic Book Queers tweeted that they think that Rio should make a Thanos reference at some point.
and because that in the comics, death is the reason he snaps everybody.
Yeah,
like
to please her.
He's doing it to please her. Where in the MCU, he's doing it because of overpopulation.
The ratio of resources. So,
yeah, but that one. So it is just kind of. I just love that not only is she fucking, just the whole connection. Now I'm seeing a connection to Dolly Parton and Thanos.
Ooh.
I think there needs to be a Dolly Parton Thanos show where they're trying to fuck with Agatha and Rio.
Yeah. Yeah. Dolly's team, just double the resources. And Thanos' team, no, half the population.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so Lilia, they show up and they're like, okay, we need you to read the tarot. Who is the traveler? And so they think it's probably Billy.
Right.
And he asks the question, am I William or am I Billy? And I thought that was very deep. And
that
she
was very
starts
deep.
Doing his
That was
reading.
also the subtitle that we put on our thumbnail last week.
Yes.
Billy Kaplan? Oh, we said William Kaplan or Billy Maximoff? We were prescient.
Yes. But as she's reading it, the knives are still dropping, so it's just not working.
And she's like, what am I missing? What am I missing?
Also, during the cave, they also discovered that the Salem 7 are hot on their tails and are about to catch up with them.
They are.
And there's also
right
some beautiful moments with Jennifer Kale, Sashir Zameda, where she kind of gives her a choice of like, there's a subway, you can just leave, but you're part of this coven. And I think this was kind of one of her, I do think and this is where Sashir Zameda, I think people don't are underestimating like what a great actress she is.
Yeah.
Because she's not written a full character arc, but the selfishness and self-absorbedness from when she first appears to her, and I will say to the final, because she's the one that reacts when Lilia decides to sacrifice herself.
Right.
And you see Shazir Zameda is destroyed by it, where she's like, no. And that from that person from that first episode is already such a huge arc. And that's all in the acting. That's all in the acting.
I'll add that if you go back and watch who the first person to run out of the room is in the first couple of trials, it's Jennifer Kale, and she pushes her way into the oven first. She pushes her way out of the second trial first. Then you have her going, I'm not going before you, to Lilia, and Lilia going, no, get in there. And then delivering that incredible line with that incredible read. I loved being a witch.
This one, so in the end, she ends up having to do the reading.
She does the reading, but what's
the
missing is it's not about Billy. It's about her.
And this is where this is going to go down.
Or them.
And I know people might be like, this is like end of 6 Feet Under.
This is like Usual Suspects reveal of Kaiser Soze. Like this is a cinematic moment.
Uh-huh.
When she goes through each member of the coven as the next tarot card.
And not only that, but it goes back in time to when it was just randomly said, and
when it was randomly said,
makes 100% sense. Chills. I will say, I was seeing it with someone who had an Italian grandmother who read tarot cards.
Oh my God! Stop.
Who died. And so this person was like, this person was like sobbing, crying. And we're like,
oh my God.
Shit. Because they were like, I was not expecting it to be this real.
Woof.
But yeah, she shows up.
When it starts and she's like, I'm the Queen of Cups. And the sequence kicks in. You're like, oh God. And then for her to just like give purpose to each member of the coven, that they form one bigger picture. Listen, that kind of shit will get me every time. Every time.
I fucking love it where it all just like came towards in the end, and then the final card was death.
I got more emotional with each card.
It was Rio. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like my reaction to the first one being Alice being the path behind, I got emotional. But then when she was like the path ahead, Jennifer, because I wanted elevation for Jennifer Kale ever since I found out she was playing Jennifer Kale. I'm like, do something good with Jennifer Kale. I really hope she survives, and I really hope she gets to have some sort of like offshoot coven or group, or she joins up with Man-Thing and Elsa Bloodstone, something.
Yeah, such a good character. And also just throughout this, Agatha is still just cracking jokes and making me laugh the entire time.
It just, you're a mensch, Lilia. Now lay down the card. She's so great.
And Lilia knows that the Salem 7 is coming.
Yeah.
And she shuts the door. And once again, we see like the pathway going up.
Yes. And I'm sorry, I skipped over the Rio being deaf thing. And I think it's very purposeful that Rio appeared to Lilia prior to this scene.
Yeah.
The reveal that she is Death, the original Green Witch. We'll learn what that means. But yeah,
and
Lilia.
I also think the path going up, like how the pathways have been going up rather than down, I have a theory on that because I had talked about that.
Oh, you did?
A couple episodes ago.
You did. Well, let's talk about it now. What do you think?
I'm going to say, I said when the trial was over, everything's down, and it's down, down, down the road. Everything is about going down. Why did that one trial go up? And I'm like, maybe that means the trial is incomplete. No, it was complete. Why did that trial go up? I forgot. Do you know what else happened in that 80s episode? What did they do in the beginning of that episode?
They did
flew
the broomsticks.
On brooms. And what happened while they were flying on the brooms?
They crashed. Oh, the world inverted. Oh, the world
Gravity
inverted.
Gravity inverted. And as soon as it inverted, all of the downs became ups.
Oh,
and
it's
who
almost
knew?
like they leaned into Stranger Things, the upside down.
Yeah. Or is it because suddenly the tower became reversed? And so the very end,
she straightened the world back out.
Put the road back on the right footing.
Yeah. They did go up again out of the Iron Maiden. Before
that's what I'm saying. They went up again,
yeah.
and then she flipped it because once it gets flipped, that wall would have been going down.
That's genius, and the level of detail that they're paying attention.
Yes.
Oh my god! I never EvilJeff going. Oh my god! I look like Devo going like from the brooms turning upside down to then this right back. Oh my god! That is so smart.
Yes, so Lilia stays behind, and we all know that Billy's card was like the tower reversed. And basically she ends up telling them, like, you know, the more power, I have more power with the tower upright, and she flips it, and all gravity returns, the Salem 7 fall on all the sealing knives.
Not so fast.
With her. What? Oh,
I counted.
They didn't show all of them.
5.
Yeah, so there's 5. So there's still 2.
I think what we'll see is we'll have a big fight, and then Lilia's life starts over again. Sorry, before I move on to predictions. Like then we return to the beginning of when she is a little girl at lessons. One thing I love about the Rio reveal is when we did Jennifer's trial and Lilia saw her old teacher, she saw Lady Death behind her, like the hooded figure with the skull face. She saw Rio, already. Yeah, I think we'll see the big fight be Agatha versus Rio. I mean, it was right there in episode 1. But I also think we're going to see an intervention of like 1 or 2 of the remaining Salem 7.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of third wheel of the survivor of the Salem 7 will somehow disrupt the Agatha Rio.
Didn't Rio say that someone is sent the Salem 7 after her, or are they just going after her because she killed their parents?
Rio is the one who told them.
Oh, she told them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do you think there will be no Mephisto?
So I got a few things. One, and I said this before, Rio's beholden to someone. Like if Rio has a job she had to do, that means Rio has a boss. So that's one. 2, and I saw this on a TikTok video. These trials are gay, Queenie theater kitty as hell. Like
so
someone was like, I don't know who put these.
You think Billy's doing it?
No, I don't think Billy.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing like. There's no way you're going to get Billy doing anything malicious. Billy is the young Avenger Wiccan. Period. That's what I think. Okay. I think you will see perhaps a Mephisto being the one who's like, I designed these things. You know, like these are some real gay, real theater kiddie trials. Like Ouija boards, jam sessions. There's some flamboyant somebody putting these
I'm
together.
surprised hasn't been brought into the MCU yet, which I guess, he's more of X-Men, but Arcade.
Yeah.
This also seems like something Arcade would do.
This is so very arcade. It's so arcade. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
It's all mechanical. The Witch's Road.
Anyway.
So the last two episodes are this week.
Yeah, it's the finale. So yeah, next week is the finale. I'm gonna be so
what am I gonna
sad.
Do? My whole personality is this show now. What do I do?
We said that with X-Men 97, and then Agatha came along and fulfilled some.
There's nothing.
Some dreams. I know. Should we talk about comics then?
Yeah, you gonna do it or do you want me to?
You do it.
All right.
It's mutants with powers, Omega for hours. Bitch, let's read some X-Men.
All right. We're going to talk about some X-Men comics right now.
Yes.
And we've got a few that we need to talk about, starting with our girl, Alison Blair, who should be on the show. Maybe when Dazzler number 3, we can have her back.
We can have Dazzler come back.
Okay. But Dazzler number 2, what'd you think, EvilJeff? Is this an improvement from the first issue?
No. I just...
What's wrong?
It doesn't have... It's missing relationships. Like, apparently, is she dating that doctor? Were we supposed to know that?
I don't know.
She, like, gets that text from that surgeon, and it acts like they're flirting. I'm like, are they together? Who is that? Who are you?
Yeah.
There needs to be there is literally zero relationships. There's zero connections and relationships. And I'm just like, the person who wrote this, I'm sorry, but go read Uncanny X-Men and look at what Gail Simone is doing. She's incorporating connections and relationships and people. It's just like, that's where the real thing is. Everyone is just like, I'm a character and here I'm saying a thing, and now there's battle and there's no stakes. There's not, it's all like, oh no, her concert's going to be ruined and now I'm going to do a talk show. Oh, and then I got possessed and now the talk show is ruined and I look bad. Like, these are just, you need to make me care about these people.
Yeah. I think there is the only thing that reeks of any sort of humanity is, ironically, Shark Girl's role as drummer and how that's controversial.
But she's not even in this episode.
No, I know. Like, it's not even being explored. That's really the only thing that I'm finding interesting in this book. And I just feel like it's a repeat of the first one. Dazzler's doing a music thing on her tour. It's got to go right, but it goes wrong.
Yeah, and so it's like, and also she seems very like, it's okay, I'm above all this. And it's like, well, if it's not affecting you, why do I really care? Like, it's just, I need to see some sort of pathos. Why is Strong Guy there? Why is Domino there? Why is Madrox there? Like, why are they there doing a concert? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make...
It's so wild.
Sense.
Ever since X Factor Investigations, anytime you have Jamie Madrox as a background character, it just feels so inauthentic.
Yeah, he's a major player. There was a point where, I mean, and people are going to come for me. He was, for a while, because of Peter David, he was kind of like the Batman of the X-Men. He was the person he was like the detective.
Yeah. He could figure stuff out.
And then they just like... Gone.
Now he's just a stagehand. Yeah. Which I'm fine with. Like, be a stagehand in Dazzler's show, but
let's
have
have
him
some
character.
sort of, let's have something going on with that, you know?
Yeah. And also,
I don't know.
Every time there's a Dazzler thing, I'm like, just make it about her stupid sister so I can be happy. I just want to see Dazzler and her stupid death sister yelling at each other. That's all. That's all I want.
Also, this is someone that was like brutally murdered and came back from the dead and also has like kind of an immortality power. Like, I need to see some inner turmoil going on. I want to see like the Cyclops having a panic attack in the window. Let's see some like real interactions. Also, you're going to have her date a random person that we've never met before, and then she's just texting him? No, she should fall in love with someone, and then maybe, but he's an anti-mutant person, or maybe he was betraying her. Like, let's get something interesting going on. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I want to be dazzled.
Yeah, it's not dazzling me. X Factor.
All right, we have
This
X
is
Factor
a bit of
number
a step
3.
up.
Yeah, a bit of a step up from last. Not as annoying as previous. Again, it still reeks a little bit of Mark Russell, amazing writer, knows nothing about the X-Men.
Yeah. That being said, I think that for that reason, I think the granny characters is the most interesting to me.
Right.
Because literally she's like, I didn't know I was a mutant until I died and then didn't die.
And that's
so
that Mark
now-
Russell, like, genius concept kind of stuff. Like, how would I know I was a mutant until I died late in life?
And I like the idea that now that the resurrection is gone, she is forcibly resurrected and she can't die. So she's literally just trying to commit suicide. Because her whole family, her whole family died. Her whole family, like, first her husband died in a fire and then her whole family died in a plane crash. And so she's literally just like, I don't want to live anymore. I'm 87 years old. I want to die. Crazy. I think that's fun.
Yeah. So this one's like a fun adventure. It's Havoc, like, not being totally insane and out of pocket like he's been a lot lately. I mean, like, what a crazy jump of the Havoc from, like, Mutant X to this Havoc.
Yeah.
Who's just an incompetent, dare I say, boob.
Yeah. And also, he's so like, but like, where's Polaris? Oh, we're looking for her. I'm like, they're not looking for her.
Like, and wouldn't you think he's
so
smarter? Like, Havoc,
that's what I mean. Like, then he's kind of like, and it turns out like the TikTok owner, like, the whole thing is they have to go to a moon base, but then it's like the moon base is AI, and then he realized that we're bad, so now we have to blow up the moon base. And so they go through this mission, but then he's kind of like, oh, I guess, like, are they the bad guys? And you're like, yes.
You used to lead, you defined a decade by leading a government-sponsored team that was rife with corruption. Like,
and then was leading the Uncanny Avengers.
Right.
And then
Mutant
they
X.
kind of made sense where then did he die in the before Krakoa started and was resurrected? Did he? Yeah, he died. Didn't he die at the end of Uncanny X-Men before Krakoa?
Not sure.
I think he like blew himself up or something. And after that, he was all crazy, starting with Marauders. And I'm like, okay. But just because you're crazy and filled with demons doesn't mean you're still not smart anymore. I don't know.
I actually would have liked Warren Worthington as the leader of this book more so than Alex Summers.
Yeah, I don't understand why Warren's like not even in it anymore. I don't get that either.
That was kind of promising. It was like Warren. I liked like Warren was the veteran who knew how to do this stuff, limited power set, but knew how to do this stuff. And then he's got to lead this team of people who are either they don't know what they're doing or they do, but they're being messed with by the government. But here you have Havoc, who's just, again, a boob.
Yeah. But then still the leader. He's acting like so much a boob, he wouldn't be the leader.
Yeah.
Who was Frenzy texting?
When was
that? She was also texting some love interest. Was that someone we know?
I have to look. The only person I've ever known her to love
is Cyclops.
Yeah. Can't talk now in space. Oscar.
Is that someone we should know?
Oh, that's Cecilia.
Oscar
it's
is
not
Cecilia?
Frenzy. Yeah.
Oh, that's Cecilia. Oh, Cecilia's the one texting. Oh, sorry. That's me being racist. Do we know who that is? So, okay.
No.
All right, whatever. All right.
I'm sure it'll be someone we're introduced to, and he'll be part of that mutant liberation thing. Ugh, that's the noise. Right. That's the sound. Ugh.
Let's move on.
X-Men 6.
I feel like Edie, I don't know what her deal is yet. and I'm just blaming that, I think, maybe on the writing. She seems very tortured, but I'm still not, I don't get what her POV is. Is she on Cyclops' side, or is she rebelling against it? Because she hated Krakoa, she's murdered. I'm kind of like, what's going on? I just don't get it yet. And so a lot of the thing with her and Illyana, it just felt a little inauthentic to me, because I just wasn't getting who she really is.
She has a responsibility to this little girl who flashes her the Midnight M, the mutant symbol. So you've got that she's compelled to help this girl who asked
But I
for
still
help,
don't know,
essentially.
is she really on Cyclops' side? Like, what side is she on?
I
She was
I think she's on that
anti-X-Men
team.
but she's been anti-X-Men for a while. And so I'm still just a little confused of what her deal is. But anyway, they go off to save a little kid. The one thing I did like about this is Ben and what was the other girl? Stacy? Was she Stacy?
Yeah.
These are the two people who were adults whose mutant powers appeared. And basically they're like, well, we can't go back to our regular lives, so I guess we're X-Men now.
Especially her.
Yeah.
She looks like a fish lady now.
Yeah. So, and then there was some flirtation with her and Hank. So
yes, which we like to
might
see.
be a love interest. And the thing that I found the most interesting is Hank is already kind of like, they're all like, Hank, why don't you know the answers to this? And he's like, the evil version of me had 20 years of science.
Give me a goddamn
knowledge
break.
that I don't have. And he's like, I want it, but I also feel like the more I learn, the more I'm going to turn evil. And I'm like, there it is an interesting character development. That's what I want from these comics. Someone being like, I'm behind to help my team, I need to learn, but everything I learn, there might be a point when I learn a certain amount that I'm going to suddenly turn evil and be like, I know too much and only I know the answer and I'm going to destroy everything. That's interesting. And then poor Magneto, he's also trying to help Magneto figure out how to fix his powers.
Yeah,
which
they
fully
always
explained what's going on with him?
No, it's so loosey-goosey to me. It's also a trope I cannot stand. I hated it in the Bendis run where Scott and Emma's powers just didn't work. They were on the fritz. Okay, you'll be fine soon, whatever. It's like, don't know what to do with the character? Make their powers go on the fritz.
But this did answer a question I had, because I was like, if Magneto's powers are on the fritz, then who made that huge metal statue of a Sentinel? And it turns out that's not a statue of a Sentinel.
It's a Sentinel.
That is an actual Sentinel.
And it came for the little girl who they saved.
That little girl did it. And so then I was like, okay, all right. So this one, we're doing steps up, but there's some things that feel off, but it's good. I like it. It's good.
One thing I think that's really working is Illyana. I like that she keeps casting spells and using sorcery and using magic. It's not something that writers typically do with this character. Her name is fucking Magic. I like that she's seeing souls. I like that she's putting mothers to sleep. That's and I also
I like that whole thing where she was
dumb.
like, tell me, but she was also like, tell me a secret, because I need to use your secret to cast
I love
the
that
spell.
because there's a price, which is great magicking.
Wait, and who did she say she had a crush on? She had a crush on Cyclops? No, who did she say she had a crush on? Edie. What was her secret?
Oh, yeah. She did have a crush on Cyclops when he was young, when he was on the Champions. But I like when Illyana, who's playing very dumb in this book, especially when she's with Juggernaut, says something, quite intelligent, and then Edie's like, oh, you're actually not as dumb as you,
and she's like,
I thought you were.
Everybody.
And she's like, yeah, don't tell anyone. I don't want any more responsibility. I was like, that's some good Illyana right there. I like that. That feels right in terms of my take on the character.
I think people have been writing Illyana as very stoic, and Illyana was always a brat. She was always a brat.
Always. Yeah, snowflake.
And she's bratty again here, which is what she needs to be.
Yeah, it's great. Dark and bratty. It's exactly what she should be.
What else we got?
Did you read this? Avengers number 19?
I did.
Yeah.
This was so random. It really was just not a lot happened.
Not a lot happened. Doom, who's now Sorcerer Supreme, which happened at the end of Blood Hunt, calls the Avengers in for a chat and a challenge.
And I'll tell you this. I am not on Doom's side in this, but I am not 100% on the Avengers side of this either.
What do you mean?
Well, basically, Storm's on the team. You know, it's the team. I like this team. It's Black Panther, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch,
Vision.
Storm, and Vision. Am I missing anyone? Oh, and Tony Stark, Iron Man. That's a great
It's a great Avengers lineup.
team. And basically, Black Panther's like, oh, there's a solo mission? I'm going to go on that. And they're like, are you going on that because you don't want to confront your ex-wife? And he's like, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Many things can be true at once.
And then it cuts to Captain Marvel and Storm talking, being like, I think he went on that because he's trying to avoid you. And she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then there was, but also it needed to be done, and he's the one who needs to do it.
Yeah, but they're setting up. Oh, there's going to be some fun confrontations between these two.
Oh,
So it's like these simple things where you're like, this is what makes the tension and stuff of a book good. The only thing is, what is the relationship now between Vision and Scarlet Witch? I'm not keeping up.
I think they're cool.
But they're not in a relationship.
I think they love each other, but they're not. Yeah,
they're not together. Okay, but basically they end up getting called to by Doom, who is now the Sorcerer Supreme. Where is Doctor Strange right now? I'm not keeping up with that either. Do you know?
He's not Sorcerer Supreme. He sort of abdicated it to Doom by accident during Blood Hunt.
Oh, okay.
So he's just chilling, trying to figure out how to get it back.
Yeah, this comes down to, he says, you're the Avengers. You could literally, just with all of yours combined power sets, you could take over the entire planet. You could take over the entire planet, fix all of its ills.
Be benevolent dictators.
And be the benevolent dictators. Why are you not doing it? And then Storm starts it off as someone who was like in ruling Mars, being like, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. And this is the thing that I disagree with, because they were like, for us to do this, people will fight back. We would end up having to kill tens of thousands of people to kind of force this peace, and we're not going to do that. And I agree with that. Like, yeah, it's like there's no such thing as. Well, Tony says that, but all of them are like kind of on the same page of like, we can't force people.
They say we don't have the right. They're like, yeah, we have
not
the power.
Our right,
because
there is no such thing as a benevolent dictator. In the end, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I agree with all of that. However, they were also like, we're trying to stop when things are going to end this existence. We're here to stop it.
To protect it.
But part of me was like, I do feel the idea though of, if they live in the world that we live in right now, they could be doing more to stop like misinformation, global warming. Like there's so many things where you're like, yeah, which I think Doom was also hinting at all of those things too. And I'm like, and they're just like, no, we're just going to sit here. And when the world might blow up, then we're going to help. But I'm like, I think maybe you can do more than that.
Yeah.
But that's just me being, it's a fucking comic book. So,
Yeah. Interesting why Doom was asking them this, because it feels like he's going to do this. He's going, in his absolute power as Sorcerer Supreme, is going to probably try to make the world a better place, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to, which I think is interesting, because they're going to have to stop him. He's going to be like, I'm just doing what you people should be doing. I'm doing something about the issues. You're not. And they're like, we're here to stop you. He's like, but I'm doing good. You're going to stop me from making progress?
You're doing good until the problem always is no matter how much good you do, there's going to be a large group of people that are like, I don't want you to do good. Leave me alone. And then you have to be like, no, you have to.
No.
Well, we're going to die fighting. And they're like, okay, well then I'll kill all of you. And then suddenly you're not benevolent
doing
anymore.
Yeah.
But Doom's never cared about any of that stuff. Also,
No.
but it's also, the funny thing is they're like, he's trying to see that he's going to be good. But it's like, this is not the first time that Doom's had absolute power. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That was like Hickman's, wasn't the whole Secret Wars with Hickman? Wasn't Doom the one running that
Yeah,
whole
and
show?
Doom even then also was steeped in good intentions where he just wanted to save what was left of the multiversal reality.
I know, so part of me is like, bring that up. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
girl, you've been here before and it didn't work. But I think he's an absolute narcissist. So he's like, well, that wasn't my fault.
I know what I did wrong.
Yeah, I know what I did wrong. Now I'm going to do it again this way.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so I like this book too. I like
Yeah, it was
Storm
cool.
hanging
I
out
would
with
have
these
liked a
other
little
people.
bit more acknowledgement on Doom and Storm's part. Like, I would have liked Doom to be like, oh, Aurora slumming it with the Avengers. You know, something where he's like,
Yeah,
I'm still
they
in
have-
love
they
with
have-
you.
They have a history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good art, too, in this book, I have to say. I like
Yes. I
like the way
really
we're
do
drawing.
like the art. I like
Yeah.
the art.
Yeah. Well,
Is that it?
that's it. That's all we got this week.
Jesus
Happy
Christ.
Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Spooky scene's over, and now it's
Oh, no,
turkey
full
time.
moon.
Turkey time. And remember, Halloween is for the gays, so be respectful. And if you're like,
respectful and
hey,
get out
I
of our
want to
way."
celebrate Halloween and I'm not gay, what should I do? There is something you can do.
What?
You can read a comic. Because if you read comics, well, then that makes you queer. Bye.